Oh, I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a fool fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, yeah. And she gon' work that right. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. Now my phone be blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might be coming at it. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it now, I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, and you know what's next stage. You been rockin' with an all-star, baby, and I know you coming early like a five-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby, and they know me in the city like a mob star. I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a fool fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, yeah.
Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is going on, Mafia? We got an amazing live stream for you today as Bitcoin decided to get one more little pop to the upside to a key level, guys. And that key level was the value area high of that local $67,000 range that we were looking at yesterday. What is coming up next here on Bitcoin? Are we going to be able to just continue pushing up here into the 70,000s? Or are we going to see that pullback that we were looking for last night finally happen? I want to talk about what we're doing, how I'm handling these trades moving forward, what we can expect next here on Bitcoin. Are we going to see more up? Are we going to see some more down? And we have a lot to look at, guys, because as you know, based off those things that we were looking at late last week on the live streams, the money flow crossovers into the green, the bullish change of character on the daily, this was making us kind of shift our sentiment, not looking for moves down, but did kind of point to some potential continuations up, which we did wind up seeing. But I want to talk about if we're going to get this pullback, and if we do, are we going to be looking for that to be a big pullback, or are we just going to see that bullish change of character, continue that trend to the upside? We're going to be looking at the volume profiles to give us the guide on where price is likely to go next. So shout out to the CandleMafia. Smash that like button if you guys have not already. I think we got 550 likes last night, so we're going to be giving away, I think, some Frankie Candles hats on the Friday live stream. And yeah, smash up that like button, guys. It helps us out a ton here on the YouTube channel. And Tony D, there he is. Tony D is in the chat, guys. Before we get started, first off, we're going to shout out the Mafia. But Tony, get the finger ready. Get your mouse ready to click the button here. I'm gonna make an announcement here, guys, in just a second. But shout out to Wick589, bro. You had me cracking up with those double D emojis. I'm not even gonna talk about what the joke was, but shout out to Wick589. Welcome in. We got Alec in the chat, says, "Hey, what is going on, Alec? Welcome in, bro." We got Tyler Durden in the chat. Hey, Tony, Tyler Durden said you were picking on him, bro. We're going to have to – I told him I was going to give you a stern talking to, but shout out to Tyler Durden. Hopefully Tony's not bullying you. We got Tony S., not to be confused with Tony D. What is going on? He says, let's go. We got Jay Violet in the chat. What is going on, Jay? We got Pressure Drop, Landon, Crypto Chef. Good to see you, Crypto Chef. Welcome in. We got Jay Walker. We got the OGs. We got the new Gs. Welcome in, guys. Thank you for being here. But, guys, before we jump into the charts, it is a very special day. And to be quite honest, I feel like this has been long due for one of our wonderful, kind of mods here. As you guys know, Darren does things. Is he here? hang on. First, we got to make sure Darren Does Things is here. Darren, show yourself if you're in the chat. But if you guys don't know Darren Does Things, he helps us out in the premium. He's another amazing trader we have in the premium. He has his own channel. He's a Forex trader. He's a crypto trader. Shout out to Druko. What is going on? Shout out to Druko. Says, always excited, bro. Well, welcome in, man. Mad love. Right back at you. But hang on. We might have to hold off if Darren Does Things is not here. But yeah, we'll wait for him to pop up. We'll jump on into the chat. We'll see if Darren pops in here. If not, maybe we push the announcement. I think you guys probably know what's going to happen. But yeah, shout out to Al Jr. Somebody ping Darren Does Things. Get him in here. But guys, yeah, I actually just realized I don't think I saw him in here. But yeah, we'll see if he pops in, and then we'll make the announcement. But shout out to Darren Does Things. He helps us out in the premium Discord, guys. And we have something on the YouTube channel that's kind of been long due, and probably too long. So yeah, shout out to Darren Does Things. But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into Yo, Crespo Crypto said, I think Darren's busy doing things. That is probably true. But speaking of doing things, guys, let's go ahead and do some things on these charts. Jump on in and see where price is going to go next. I'll show you guys my trading plan, kind of how I'm handling the price action and where we're going next. Let's get into it. So here we are on the Bitcoin chart. Let me hide these weekly naked points of controls, guys. And as you know, Bitcoin has obviously gotten a nice push to the upside here. How dare Darren Does Things when we need? How dare Darren do things when we need him to do these things? Shout out to Tony T. Thank you for the super chat, bro. But yeah, as you guys know, we've got an obvious pump up here. Everyone's getting really excited, looking up towards those all-time highs. Are we going to hit them, guys? Now, I will say, obviously, based off of what we were looking at late last week, as well as the earlier streams this week, as we've gotten that bullish change of character here on the daily time frame, looking for price to come up and break structure to the upside. This is what we were looking at 2 days ago, and we wound up seeing that happen the next day, which isn't like super magical. It's just, what you'd expect based off the market structure here. But we have seen that continuation to the upside, and this has everybody looking for those all-time highs. And I will say, based off this bullish change of character and break of structure, guys, this could be a good sign for a continuation to the upside, on top of the fact that obviously our major range that we've been looking at for quite some time, obviously, as long as we were able to stay above this value area low, we were very likely going to, or not very likely, but, it kept the door open to potentially get pulled up towards that POC. And if you're new here, when you're looking at the volume profiles, when you're above that value area low, that opens the door to come up to your POC, as that is the next likely place for price to go. And then once we flip that POC, guys, there is not too much in the way of coming up into that value area high at about $70,162, where you guys all know, as we've looked at, there is a ton of liquidity sitting up here. Are we going to be able to get that push to the upside, take that liquidity up there, or are we going to get a pullback first? Now, obviously, yesterday we were looking for that little pullback based off of some very specific things that we do still have on the charts here, so that pullback is still potentially possible. We didn't see it last night, but those signals are still potentially going to print, and actually one of them is actually printing right now here on the 8 hour starting off, and then potentially that kind of confirmation can leak on into the 12 hour. I'm going to kind of show you guys what I'm looking at as far as those signals and the money flow, looking for that potential pullback. But as you guys know, as we have been looking at that bullish change of character, we have also been looking at something very, very closely to try to figure out if we can get the bigger move up, or if we have to come down and finish some business down here first. And one of those that big signal, guys, has obviously been the 3-day money flow. This is one of those things that all the way back here, as we started to see this trend to the downside, this made us anticipate the continuation of this downtrend, and it has actually worked out really well, calling the top here, calling the top here, calling the top here, and even calling the lower high here, as we had not only money flow trending out over time, but we were also in the red on these retracements, making potential, macro lower highs to continue the move, right? But here, we actually wound up putting in a higher low, which is where we saw that change of character and the potential change of trend here. Now, if you look at this money flow, guys, we have been waiting for this for quite some time. We had covered this a lot in the past. I kind of haven't talked about it because it takes a really long time to develop on the 3-day, but we are finally seeing this money flow cross back over into the green. Now, this does not just necessarily mean that we can blast off from here. Sure, we could, right? Anything is possible, but, it's a little too soon. It's not confirmed yet. But we are finally seeing this money flow crossover into the green, which is obviously a better sign than a, more of a bullish sign than the bearish sign, because as you guys know, on these higher time frames and just in general with money flow, the money flow indicates the longer term trend. So if we kept that money flow in the red, that is kind of what would make you anticipate lower highs to continue those lower lows. But not only are we seeing the change of character here with the potential change in trend, but we are also starting to see that money flow come back up on the 3-day. So if we're looking for a fake out on the 3-day, this is the start of a good sign here. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this. Now, if we come on over to the 4-day, money flow not really showing, super signs of strength, but you are ticking up here locally. But I really did just kind of want to cover that because if we see that fake out on the 3-day, which we literally need, as we've been looking at throughout this entire range/downtrend, we need that money flow to come back up in order to look for higher prices. And now we have a few different things potentially pointing in that direction. So as of right now, guys, again, is it likely that we just continue to rip up from here? In my opinion, I do think a pullback would be likely, especially when we start looking at these signals that I'm going to talk about on the medium to lower time frames. But as of right now, really mostly based off this change in trend that we're seeing, on here on this bullish change of character on the daily with that bullish or break of structure here to the upside. As of right now, as we always talk about, when you get these, these changes of character, this is where your candlesticks turn green. When you get the bullish change of character, you break this high, right? Get the bullish change of character, candlesticks turn green, just showing you that you got the bullish change of character. And then this is where you are looking for a potential lackluster pullback to put in higher lows and then continue to break structure to the upside. And that's what we were looking at earlier this week. And we wound up getting that, right? So, as of right now, this does look nice locally, but nothing, sometimes things go up in a straight line, but, within the trend, you have to have ebbs and flows, right? You have highs, you have higher lows, and then you have higher highs. So the question is, are we going to see that pullback? And that's what I want to talk about today, because although if we get that pullback, it's not necessarily going to be calling for 40K, but, and yesterday we were talking about how we will be looking for shorts up here based off the same signals I'm going to go over today. By the way, those are not invalidated just yet. But if we do get that pullback, I will be treating any short positions that we take over in the premium Discord, I will be treating these as scalp positions for a potential higher low and a continuation to the upside, right? And this is what I always say. Hardest part of my job is like, well, hey, he's looking for a move down. Is he bearish? Wait, no, he's saying it's going to go back up. Is he bullish? And it all comes down to context. So right now with this change of character here and this break of structure, I will be looking for lackluster pullbacks for a continuation to the upside. And then if price just wants to fake out and money flow wants to fake out back into the red here on the 3-day, and we are going to get a bigger continuation down. At this point, I'm going to let that hit me by surprise because I do want to just stick with the market structure here as, the trend is your friend until the end. So we will be scalping these shorts here. And then again, if they break down, we'll let them hit us by surprise. But with that being said, the question is, what are those signals that could be potentially pointing towards a pullback? And if we pull back, where are those zones that we could be looking for those bounces for the higher lows? And then finally, the continuation up into the value area high and potentially into those all-time highs. And then we'll, once we get up there, right, if we are able to get up into those all-time highs, we will simply reassess the situation, right? Because if we pull up the liquidation heat maps, let me just pull this up. Bada boom, bada bing. Take a sip of that Aztecian cactus moss water. Let's see. Sweet Kim K double bottom. Shout out to Lars. Let's go. You guys know we love those double bottoms here. We love those big Kim K double bottoms here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. But yeah. Let's see. Bada boom. Yo, shout out to Crespo Crypto. Hey, bro, it's a G-rated stream. I mean, it didn't really say anything bad, but I don't know what you mean by go up in a straight line, but hey, those bulls do get us excited. But anyway, if we pull up the liquidation heat maps here, guys, obviously, we've been looking at this, forever, right? High amount of liquidations up here above that $70,000 level, right? Which is, again, right above that value area high. And just based off the volume profiles, guys, right? Like if we were just to be trading this based off the volume profile, hold the low. Next likely place for price to go is the POC. Now, the POC oftentimes gets turbulent, very similar to here, right? We get above the value area low, we get into the POC, but then we get a pullback. But what happens? We put in a higher low, and then we broke structure to the upside to get on into that value area high. Kind of a very, very, very similar situation here, right? So the pullback I'm looking for right now, as of right now, this could change tomorrow. It could change the next day. But it will be, for now, looked at as a lackluster pullback for a potential pushback up into these areas. But the fun part now is we have been consolidating for 7 months. We have built up a ton of liquidity up here, not only above the value area high, guys, but there is likely a lot of liquidity liquidity just above this trend line, right? Like we knew we had a liquidity above the $66,500 level. We came up, we swept that liquidity, and there's likely just, a ton of liquidity sitting above here, right? We've been stuck under here forever, and, it might have taken, one lower high, two lower highs, three lower highs. A lot of people are probably going to be shorting this, and again, we are looking for the scalp shorts, but we have to understand the context. So kind of just comparing it, are we going to get something where we get that little light pullback and then another push up? And if we do, where is that bounce likely to happen at? So just understand that. A lot of liquidity up here, and then, value area low, POC. Sometimes the POC can get a little turbulent, but once you get back above it, and then this is the key level, guys. You have to stay above that $67,000 point of control. Maybe we get the pullback, but if we do get the pullback, that is still going to be the key level to get back above in order to get a move to the value area high. And then the question is, are we going to get the liquidity grab and a move back down, or are we going to just finally take this into the value area high, break out, and then, come up in here above the value area high? And again, if we get up here, we will reassess the situation. We are level-to-level traders. We wait for price to come into our trap. We look for the confirmations, and then we take the trades. So there you go. Let's see. Shout out to Lars, says, if everyone shorts, liquidations are up and moonshot. Yes. So obviously, the more short liquidity, right, that we have above here, really the more, pressure to the upside, right? That's basically a short squeeze, or it is a short squeeze, not basically. So yeah, like once these shorts start to get liquidated, and again, I like to go off the heat map so we can kind of identify where those actual liquidations are sitting, and like the highest amount is sitting, above that value area high, above $70,000. But it is nice, right? Like we can actually see that, like, maybe we even get some resistance on the value area high, but once we start to crack in here, that's where price could start to go. And if we, again, I always talk about how can you try to predict if these ranges are going to break up or break down? Because we always say you want to look for shorts at the highs, you want to look for longs at the lows. Shorts at the highs, longs at the lows. Didn't really get all the way up to the high, but you're looking for longs at the lows. If we get back up here, this will be where you're looking for shorts, but you're not just blindly shorting it, right? Because if we could get this 3-day money flow to continue into the green, and that money flow is in the green as we are starting to break out, that would anticipate the continuation of the longer term trend, which could indicate that bigger pop above this range. So it's not just if we get above here that we're just going to short because we're above the range. We have to assess the situation. What does volume look like up here? What are the signals that we're getting up here? What does money flow look like? Is it look like we can get the breakout? But one thing we do not do is just, we don't just get up here and be like, oh my God, we're breaking resistance, we're going to launch up. But if there's a reason to expect that based off the liquidations and the money flow, etc., then we can look for that breakout, right? But we have to have those signals, which is why I say we have to reassess the situation when we get up there. But just understand, like, I always say this, right? Very similar to like low volume gaps. When you have all that liquidity up there, this could be the doorway, even if it is just a liquidity grab, right? And we come back down into the range, which I would hope is not the case. I'm not calling for that. But if we did wind up, or at least not as of yet, but if we do pop up here, this could be the doorway to higher prices, because you start stopping out those short positions up here. When you get stopped out or liquidated out of a short position, it creates a market buy, and then that adds that buy pressure, and that's why you see those big liquidation wicks, right? And we can't see if there's any volume gaps up here. Why? Well, very simply put, we don't have any price action up here. There's no volume developed up here, so we don't know if there's a gap. But to kind of like show you how that works, back here on the 4th of August or the 5th of August and the 4th of July, we anticipated a potentially aggressive push to the downside here based off the volume profile, right? Now, this is also based off liquidations as well, but we knew that if we started breaking these lows, the volume fell off very heavily here below about 57 to 56K. So we knew, I think we even said this before the 4th of July dump, saying, well, hey guys, if we wind up starting to break down here over the weekend and we fall into this low volume gap, that is where you could start to see those liquidation wicks. And again, just based off the volume profile, there's really nothing holding you up here as far as support, right? So, through these low volume gaps, if you're new here, price likes to get gravitated and stick to the high volume nodes. But when you go through the low volume nodes, there's nothing here. So you typically fly through them. And that's how we kind of knew that if we did break down here, and the reason I brought this up on the live stream at the time was saying, like, hey guys, at least this could take a little bit of emotion out of your trading, because if you start to see that big liquidation wick or that fast move down through the low volume gap, you at least have context of like what's going on. You're like, okay, even this wick down here, like we're flying through that low volume gap. So it's not as scary because you're kind of anticipating it. And now, although we don't have the low volume gap up here, we do have the liquidations. So, if we do come up there, you could potentially anticipate those shorts getting stopped out, and that might be where the pump starts to continue. Now, I don't know if we're just going to rip up to 100K, and maybe we'll talk about some higher targets in case we do wind up getting the breakout. But let's jump on down to the lower time frames and try to figure out, what we're looking at here in the shorter term. So for the most part here, guys, one of the things that we were looking at yesterday as far as potential pullbacks here above the POC was very simply put, trying to keep an eye out here for Darren Does Things. But we have lower highs and, slightly lower highs on our momentum waves with our higher highs on price action, giving us those bearish divergences. Now, you cannot just short bearish divergences, right? It's not just a bear div. Oftentimes they do give you some kind of a move, but it's not as easy as just finding a bearish divergence and shorting, right? But you have the 12-hour bearish divergence. Money flow's starting to come back up here on the 12-hour, though. That is kind of nice. But 12-hour bearish divergence. We are also printing this 8-hour bear div, which again is starting to look a little bit more like an exaggerated bear div where we have equal highs, not necessarily lower highs, but it's still technically a divergence. You have those higher highs on your price action. Bada boom, right there, higher highs, technically lower highs, but, kind of just equal highs. And even just the red dot here, there is significance to this red dot as well, even if there is no divergence. But yeah, potentially an ability to see a little bit of a pullback here. But again, I want to say this again, right? We are prepared, right? Like very tight stops here, as we were mentioning over the past 2 live streams, being a little bit more conservative with the shorts and favoring the longs. I am still holding a portion of my long position taken with the premium Discord from down here at $59,000. So like right now, we're like just kind of waiting for the next setup and just enjoying the gains from the long from 59K. And shout out to anybody in the dining room as well, our freemium section of the Discord. That setup was put in there as well. But just enjoying these, gonna take some more profit here, but I am holding a small portion of this trade still. I'm just enjoying those continued gains. If we get stopped out, I will just let that last little portion of that long will continue to pay me out. I'm also holding some other longs on other accounts as well. But really what I would like here is I would like some kind of cool off, right? If we don't get the cool off, fine. I won't have my full positions, but I'll still get paid out a little bit. And then the shorts will be very heavily risk managed, right? So I'll get stop out for a small loss. The longs will continue to play out. But if weak, I would love to catch a pullback from here based off those divs to get a little bit of a push to the downside to then load up on a new long position, right? I've been holding these longs for a little while now, thank God, because they wound up playing out. But I would love to get a cool off here, but just because that's what I want does not mean that is what we're going to get. So 12-hour bear div looking to potentially print here, 8-hour bear div as well. Now if we come on down to the 30 minute, you can see money flow is kind of starting to come out here, right? So if we get that 8-hour red dot to confirm, while this 8-hour money flow is 30-minute money flow is crossing over into the red, that could be the thing to start the bigger pullback. But again, being very conservative with that short. I'm going to say it 100 times on this stream because we're not just like giga short to zero, right? That is not the case. We are traders here. We get the ebbs, we get the flows, we get the ebbs, the flows, the ebbs, the flows. Not every single one. But, just because we're looking for a short here does not mean we're anticipating price to absolutely dump. It's in the context of what we're looking for. And the higher time frames are calling for potential higher lows and continuations up. But Frankie Candles, if we get the pullback, where are you going to be looking for a long position? Now, it is a little bit of a loaded question, guys, because I could show you the support levels, but I can't just tell you where to long, right? Because it's not that I just find levels and then I put in a long position, right? Like, for example, this is not the level, but it's pretty close. But, if I'm just expecting price to come down here, I'm not just waiting for price to hit this level and longing, right? I have to have those entry confirmations. You have to reassess the situation. But nonetheless, what are we going to be looking for as far as support down here? Very simply put, let's pull up that $67,000 range. As you guys know, we looked at this yesterday. I mean, we've been looking at this for, since last week. But we get above that value area low, flip it to support. Next likely stop is the POC. And if we saw that continuation up, as we were talking about yesterday on the live stream, where is that next likely place for price to go? Well, you get above that POC. You're going to be looking, very simply put, up to that value area high. The volume profiles are the most overpowered trading tool that you can use, and you can get them for free on your chart, whether you're using TradingView or the Frankie Candles Essentials Indicator by Lux Algo, which is my indicator in collaboration with Lux Algo. It's 100% free. Just search my name in TradingView. I have no benefit at all by giving this away for free. We literally, me and Lux Algo, both wanted to give this to my community, the CandleMafia, just to help you guys out and kind of like encompass all my TA and show you guys in one indicator what I like to look at. I have videos showing you guys how to use it on the channel. You can check it out. There is Darren Does Things, guys. Well, what a cliffhanger. We're going to be taking a look at those key levels of support. I'll give you one. POC 67,337, but I am looking at lower levels as well. But before we do that, guys, I need you guys to drop Drop some goats in the chat for Darren Does Things, guys. Because Darren Does Things, somebody in the premium Discord said, Hey, Tony D, hopefully you're ready right now. Hopefully you're ready. Darren Does Things, this has been long overdue. Low-key, I kind of thought you already had one of those magical wrenches. But guys, welcome Darren Does Things, our newest, or maybe I could just do it. I don't want to step on Tony D here if he's already doing it. But shout out to Darren Does Things. Drop those goats. Drop those candles in the chat. Darren Does Things. I don't know why you don't have a wrench in here. Someone mentioned in the premium Discord, and I was like, you know what? I think it is long overdue for Darren to have a wrench in here. And we could always use a little bit of extra help here in the chat, helping out the Candle Mafia. And Darren is endlessly valuable in the premium Discord. He helps us out so much. So welcome in, Darren. You officially have a wrench. He said, where do you even see him? Yo, there he is. I got him, Tony. I got him. Boom. There it is, baby. Let's go. Bada boom, bada bing. Boom. There he is. Shout out to Darren Does Things. Go ahead and drop a chat in there. Flex that wrench, baby. Flex that wrench. Shout out to Darren, bro. Thank you so much for everything you do for us, brother. And yeah. There you go. Now we can go ahead and flex that wrench. Let's get it. And shout out, I forgot who said it, but whoever said it in the premium Discord, bringing that to my attention. Thank you very much. Let's go. Shout out to Darren Does Things. We got to see the wrench here. There it is, baby. Woohoo! Let's go. Shout out to Darren Does Things. Welcome in, bro. I mean, you've been a part of the family for quite some time, but now you got that blue wrench to flex around. So shout out to Darren, bro. Thank you for everything once again. And back to the TA. And shout out, if you guys want to check out some Darren's TA, like I said, he does help us out in the premium Discord. Tony D says, I have failed. I could not find Darren. I am nothing. You know what? Darren, we're going to take Tony's wrench and give it to you. I'm just kidding. Tony D is essential here in the Candle Mafia. We can't do that. There's all those goats. There's all those candle emojis. Let's go. Shout out to Darren Does Things. But now, let's go. You're something, Tony D. Shout out to Skywalker. And shout out to Darren Does Things. Double D's in the chat for Darren, for Dave as well. And shout out to Rod the Crypto Snob, Crypto Billy, Crypto Anon, all of our mods. They help us out so much, guys. Mod Appreciation Day. One of our Mod Appreciation Days. So anyway, shout out to the mods. But let's go ahead and talk about that support down below, guys. If we get that pullback, based off the 30-minute money flow crossover, 8-hour red dot, the 8-hour, exaggerated bear div, the 12-hour, if that 12-hour red dot prints with that potential bearish divergence, which again is somewhat exaggerated here. It's not really the strongest div, but if we get that red dot alone, if we come on down to the 45-minute, you can see that our 45-minute money flow is starting to trend to the downside. So this money flow crossover with that 12-hour red dot could still maybe give us a little bit of a push down. And this is where I will be looking for price to go if we see that wind up playing out. Now, very simply put, we got our volume profile here, guys, and this is extremely reliable. Value area low, flip it to support. As long as you remain above the value area low, well, I mean, you flip the low here, go to the POC, back to the low, but as long as you stay above that value area low, we're anticipating the POC and the value area high. And now, we kind of front ran this value area high a little bit, but if we wind up losing this value area, this POC, we are simply, POC, we're basically there, right? $67,320. This would be some kind of support, but if we break this is where we could start to look for a bigger move down, potentially, just within the means of the volume profile, right? Like maybe we get a little bit of a cool off, and I would be willing to see that, right? So if I were looking for, if I were for the shorts up here, again, this is not a signal to short Bitcoin right now. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but I'm definitely not saying it, right? I'm definitely not saying it either. This is not a trade signal. I'm just saying, when we take shorts up here, POC from the value area high to the POC, break the POC, look to go to the value area low. And I'm going to pull up some more local levels as well. But this value area low is now absolutely key support, $64,500. Why is this so important? Well, if we pull our golden pocket here from the high to the low, you guys can see we do have golden pocket confluence here. Some new levels here today on the Frank Candles live stream. We got a new mod, some new levels. Let's go. So there you go. You got golden pocket value area low, beautifully in line here. And if we are going to kind of cool off here, come down to a local golden pocket before continuing back up to the higher prices, this could be a place to be looking for support. Now, there's no guarantee that we get a pull all the way down there, but this is kind of the, again, treating these shorts as scalps. But this is not the only level, right? You could also look at your local. I don't really love pulling fibs here on these like scam wicks necessarily. But, we do have some local levels here as well. There's a few different ways to look at this. Let's actually go ahead and pull up there's no dailies, no real significant high time frame levels, but I'll just be looking at this in terms of a volume profile, right? Pulling those local golden pockets, right? So maybe we continue down to this POC. maybe we lose the POC. If we lose the POC, maybe we look down to come to 66,133, down to the 786 sitting at about 65.5. So between about, I would say, like, if we're not going to bounce here, this would be a good place to look, right? Also 786 just below. Maybe we wick down there before the move back up. But very simply put, guys, we have the context of the volume profile, right? Like, just looking at this as a volume profile. POC sitting at 67. Let me just get that 67,320 POC, 68.5 value area high, and your $64,579 value area low. Very simply put. And again, pull up the daily time frame here. This would give us a higher low for a continued higher high, right? To maybe go take those all-time highs potentially, right? But we have to see that play out, right? Again, can we rip up from here? I mean, I'm not going to say anything's impossible, but I would really just, for me personally, again, I could let the long play from 59K still, but I would really like to just take those profits, get a nice cool off, and then get the bigger move up. Now, again, I'm not just, this is not as easy as just waiting for price to come down here and then taking a long. If we come down here, right, and things look really brutal and it doesn't look good, right, we're not going to take the long position, or at least we'll change the context of the long position, right? And then maybe, if we took the bigger move down, again, 57 to 58K, we have that liquidity sitting. But as of right now, I mean, we're within the nice context of the local levels here, keeping an eye on this volume profile. If we get back above this value area high, this is going to be resistance, deviate above. But yeah, as far as the 12-hour red dot, even the 4-hour bearish divergences here, right? We are seeing potential signs of a little bit of a cool-off coming. But who knows? Maybe we just get short squeezed back to the upside. But what I would really like to see is that little bit of a bigger cool off. Again, 64.5, 65.5 on that golden pocket. I'd really like to see that, especially with this. And what I would look at, if you're just looking for simple signals here, guys, 45-minute money flow crossover into the red with your 12-hour red dot could be the thing. So there you go. But again, not super bearish, right? Just looking for a pullback and willing, prepared to see this thing just fly back up. Because again, that 3-day money flow isn't looking as bad as it was once before. With that money flow crossing over back into the green, not too shabby to see. But again, a lot of people, things get really exciting. People get, really hyped. And then a lot of times the pullback comes in, they get scared, and little do they know they should be looking for the higher low and the continuation back up. But other than that, guys, this is the local context. Feel free to screenshot these levels. That is what I'm looking at. Bada boom. Local golden pocket. Between, I'll put a box here so you guys can actually, here. It's kind of hard to see because the candles are in the way. 66,133 is the start of the golden pocket. 65,515 is that 786. Very simply put. That's the local context. And let me just hide this real quick. I'll actually just get rid of this golden pocket. And then the larger context, very simple, right? Very, very simple. These value areas are absolutely overpowered, guys. Absolutely overpowered. And here we are. Hold above the low, take the long, look to go back up to the POC, flip that POC, looking to go to the high. But again, I am hoping for a little bit more of a cool-off. Now again, why are these levels so significant? Why is, where are we? Why is, right here, right? So again, why is that, let me go ahead and pull that golden pocket once again, right? So let's pull the full, right? Why is this level so important, right? 64.5. Why do I like this level so much? Well, not only is it the golden pocket 786 of this impulse up that broke this previous high, but we also have a local volume profile sitting right here now, right? The value area high is also very, very confluent with that. Bada boom. Also very confluent. So you have your anchored VWAP, well, your POC as well, right? But your anchored VWAP, 786 POC, and then you have your value area high golden pocket confluence. This is a big zone of support. Now, again, it's not as easy as just marking this out and taking the long. You have to find the confirmations. We go over this stuff more in the premium Discord. If we came down to the 59K level and we didn't see the bullish confirmations to take the long, we wouldn't have. We would have continued to hold the shorts that we had, right, from this top and this top, and we would have just not taken the long or taken a very low risk long, expecting it to potentially get stopped out and continue down, right? So it's all about the context of what is actually going on inside your level. Trading is a game of setting traps, not a game of hunting. You set your trap, wait for price to come into it, look for the confirmations, and then and only then do you actually take the trade. Not saying you can't, fire on some risky trades, but as long as you're managing your risk, you should be good, right? But for me, I like to see those confirmations before actually taking the position. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. It's not just one golden pocket. It's many, many things pointing to this, right? And the fact that this anchored VWAP was a very key level to get above to see the continuation up, which we covered on the live stream. Just like that, if we come back down, it may be a good level to come back down and test as support before continuing back up to those all-time highs. Either way, we're inside the macro volume profile. Let me actually grab this stuff and put it in a folder here. It's many, many things. It is always many things. It is never just, one signal, buy here, sell here, right? You have to look for the context and the confluence more importantly. So we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully we can get the pullback. If not, we'll let the longs run. But either way, inside the grand scheme of things right now, I don't want to get anybody super excited, right? Like you have to control your emotions, but value area low, POC value area high. We can eventually be looking up to that value area high based off the TA here right now. So there you go. Now, again, if you guys want to get a trading account, if you guys do not already have one and you want to trade alongside the Mafia, you can check out Blowfin, guys, and this is your last chance to get this deal. It ends tomorrow. If you guys want the 15% cashback bonus deposited into your account as a futures bonus, which is basically just free money, you can't withdraw the money, but you can use it to trade, and any profit you make with it, whether you're beefing up a position size or you just want to use the free money to put in a risk-free trade, any profit you make, you can actually keep, and there's one more day to claim your spot here off that 15% cashback bonus. So go ahead, and you will also get access into the dining room over here, which is our kind of freemium section of the Discord, where you do get a little teaser of what we put in the premium Discord. I've been trying to be a little bit more open about this because I know we have a lot of people that use our links, but they might not know that they get access if they use our link to get in here. So it's a completely free. Get some free money to trade with on Blowfin. Come on in here. Check out the premium TA. You get one post per week, as well as an altcoin alpha channel where we are dropping some altcoin sauce in here as well. A lot of the stuff that I don't have the mental shelf space to keep up with. We're getting you guys that sauce, custom chat. You get a special chat here. I don't want to leak too much sauce in here. But yeah, you get token metrics. We got a bunch of good stuff in here. So go check it out. It's free. And you can get that cashback bonus. So check it out. But with that being said, guys, that's what we're looking at. Can we see those all-time highs? Can we go see that liquidity taken? I sure do hope so. Now, what I want to do here, guys, is I want to take a sip of that Aztecian cactus moss water, and I want to take a look at some of these. I want to take a look at some of these more local heat maps here. That's the 6 month with that liquidity above 70K. And, yeah, we do still have some liquidity sitting up here. That's the 3 month. Let's pull up the 1 month. And let me actually change the granularity here real quick. Let's go ahead and bada boom. Just kind of look at the, yeah, I mean, we do still technically up to 70K. So here's the thing. The hot spot of liquidity has been taken, right? Like this big level has been taken, but we've already kind of gotten the pullback. So hopefully this can continue down a bit. But I will say, we do still have some kind of liquidity sitting above. Are we just going to be able to squeeze up here? So, but the nice thing here is you have the context. Stay above the POC, right? That is, this is the key level. $67,000. Stay above this POC. Maybe we just grind back to the upside. But what I would hope for is if those bearish signals are able to play out, let me hide this time point of control. If those bearish signals do play out, I'm hoping for a little bit more of a pullback before getting that move up. But that is not promised, guys. That is not promised. But we'll be trading it either way with the Candle Mafia in the Discord on the live stream. We will be keeping you guys all updated with the market updates, etc. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto Owl says liquidity. Shout out to you, bro. Tony D says, thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, I don't have 100% confirmation on remaining spots. Please understand, this is the day before the promo ends. You may or may not get a bonus depending on, we can't guarantee it. Yeah. So there, we don't know how many spots are left. But I actually checked last night. I think there was, last night there was 10 spots left, I believe, Tony. So yeah, there were some spots, and I think I don't know, I didn't check today, but yeah, go ahead and check it out if you guys are interested. Either way, whether you get the cashback bonus or not, you will get access to the dining room, so it doesn't matter for that. All right, let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Blowfin for the W. Let's go, Daddy Waltz, Daddy Wubs. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, they are no KYC as well, so that is nice. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's keep winning. Shout out to Michael Clarkson. Not related to Kelly Clarkson, guys. I've checked. I'm glad Wick clarified that for me. Makes sense. I think they're talking about liquidity. or something maybe. Shout out to Crypto. Crypto Owl said, "You are the greatest." Shout out to Crypto Owl, bro. Nah, you're the greatest, bro. I don't even know if you're talking about me, but yo, shout out to Wick589 said, "I'm an OG. You better let me where I want." Shout out to Wick589. Yeah, Wick589 is an absolute OG, one of the Oest of the Gs. Shout out to Rad Capital said, "Frankie with the free sauce finally joined the premium Discord." Shout out to Rad Capital. Welcome to the kitchen, as we like to call it. But it's just the premium Discord, but we like to call it the kitchen because that's where we make all the sauce. So yeah, we'll see what happens here, guys. Hopefully we get the pullback. If not, we'll get that. If we don't, we just get the squeeze back to the upside. $70,164 would technically be that next spot I'm looking at. We do also have some confluence up here with some weekly naked points of controls, I believe. I believe they're weekly. I think there's a daily up there as well, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so you have a weekly naked point of control, the value area high, and then just above here, 71.8 up to about 72.5. Some 2 other naked points of controls pulled over here from good old Exo charts. So there you go. That's where these are being pulled from. Pull it on 1 tick. Come on. There we go. All right, so you have those weekly naked point of controls up here. So yeah, pretty nice stuff. Do we actually have a, let me see something real quick. See if we have those daily naked points of controls down below. No. Okay. Nope. Oh, no, that's 5. Let's pull it on 1 tick. Bear with me. Yeah, no, not really. Okay, so no confluence on that. Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of thinking through here in my head. Okay, so there we go. That's what I'm looking for, guys. Those are the levels, and not only the levels, but the context into what we need to see. Lose the POC. I'd be looking for the bigger move down or the bigger correction. Stay above the POC. We have the open door to the value area high. We'll have to see what happens. But again, 12-hour red dot, 45-minute money flow coming into the red. 12-hour red dot prints, 45-minute crosses into the red. That is kind of what I would look for the bigger move. That 30-minute starts crossing into the red. That 45-minute starts crossing into the red. Maybe that's where we see the move down. Hopefully, we can get it to load up some new long positions before we finally, hopefully, get a push into those all-time highs. If not, we'll just rip up from here. That would be pretty wild, in my opinion, but not impossible. Not impossible. Let's see. Hey, yo, shout out to Crypto Owl said took a long on Suey using Frankie Candle's Essentials. Target hit with a goat emoji. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Owl. Congratulations, bro. Oh, I do have some money here. We got some cash here for you, bro. We got some cash. All that cash went off camera. We got to throw that on camera for our boy Crypto Owl. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Owl. Congratulations, bro. Congrats on that target being hit. And Frankie Candle's Essentials, guys, is 100% free. Go ahead and search my name in TradingView. Get it on your chart and start making money with us now. All right, let's continue on. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. If you guys want to see some of your favorite altcoins, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I actually may have to wrap up a little early here. We'll see what happens here, guys. I have a lot to do. I tried to get a lot done today, but I wound up getting screwed over. Tomorrow, guys, tomorrow is a Mrs. Candle's birthday. So I believe I'm going to try, depending on what Bitcoin does, if Bitcoin goes sideways, I may not stream tomorrow to spend some time with Mrs. Candles on her birthday. She sacrifices all of her time with me so I could give it to you guys on this live stream and in the videos and all that stuff. So I would like to spend some time with her tomorrow for her birthday. If Bitcoin goes crazy, she'll just say, "Go live, Frankie." We'll go out after. But just a heads up, it is her birthday tomorrow, so might be a little off schedule. If not, you'll just see me here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Either way, you guys will be updated with the market update or something. I'm not going to leave you with no content. Just might be a little off schedule. All right, let's see. First off, guys, let's take a quick look at Ethereum. Again, back here at the value area high, we're just kind of cleaning up here. Nothing really too much to update here, in my opinion, on, Ethereum. Yesterday we were sitting at the value area high. What was yesterday? The 15th. So yesterday we were kind of just sitting up here. Now we're just still kind of tapping our head on this value area high. Let me zoom in here so you guys can actually see what we're looking at. Shout out to Corn Dog. Oh, wait, hang on. That just reminded me. Shout out to Corn Dog. Corn Dog, I think you gifted, did you gift memberships, bro? Yeah, shout out to Corn Dog gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. I'm super late on that, bro. I apologize, but shout out to you. Gifting those Frankie Candles memberships to the Mafia. I appreciate you, bro, and I know the Mafia does as well. And shout out to everybody who got one of those. Drop one of those custom emojis in the chat for a boy Corn Dog. Show some appreciation. Take the day off tomorrow, Gene Lee. Shout out to you, bro. I had a lot to do today. I almost took the day off, but guys, I can't do it. I get more stress from taking days off than I do from just trying to do everything all at once, working and doing my stuff. I'm like, today I was out and I'm like on the phone. I'm like watching the charts here. I'm trying to update the Discord. I'm like, I'd rather stress out in that manner than take the day off. It kills me. It absolutely kills me. I just can't do it. I don't know. I feel so blessed to be able to do this with you guys. I just feel, I feel guilty. I feel guilty taking off. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Mark Dutch. I put a ring on it, baby. Let's go. Take the day off. You deserve it. Shout out to Larry. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. I never want to take off because of you guys, but you guys are saying take the day off. Birthday ring. Shout out to Corn Dog. Oh, God. Maybe. No, I'm kidding. I'd have to be very secretive about it because Mrs. Candle sometimes watches the stream. So if I ever do that, if I ever do it, she would probably know. Let's see. You're a multitasker. You're a multitasker is all. The greatest. Shout out to Crypto Owl. Let's go. And shout out to Retro Mike Tech. Thank you for the super chat. Said inflatables have birthdays? We call those manufacturing dates, Frank. Yo. Retro Mike Tech, right to jail. Right away. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech. I wish I could pin super chats. I would pin that, bro. Oh, I guess Mrs. Candles has 2 birthdays then, because I think the manufacturing date's sometime in March. Yikes. Shout out to Metro Mike Tech. Thank you for the super chat, bro. You cracked me up, man. All right, let's continue on here. If you stream tomorrow, I swear I refuse to hit the like button. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Oh, my God. Maybe we can't stream tomorrow, guys. Maybe we can. If Bitcoin doesn't do anything crazy, maybe I'll take the day with Mrs. Candles. But let's go ahead and take some time in spoiler. Yeah, shout out to Mind of Tron. I appreciate you, bro. Keith says, not Mrs. Candles, it's Frankie's mum. I do love my mom. And her birthday was yesterday, guys. Funny enough. That is actually kind of crazy. My mom's birthday was yesterday. Mrs. Candle's birthday is tomorrow. So, yeah, I would take my mom out in spoiler, though. But I got to go back to New York. But anyway, let's continue on and check out Ethereum. You guys crack me up, bro. You guys are the best. But, yeah. Hitting that value area high, guys. If we break out, again, we have that golden pocket above us. Actually, when was this? This was yesterday. Yeah, we came up and tapped that. We've already rejected this golden pocket. This golden pocket is pulled from this kind of local weird high right here all the way down to the low. We came down, put in the lower high here. So if we break that golden pocket, in my opinion, like the key level to watch on Ethereum, guys, to the upside, if we're going to start seeing this thing rip, and we'll take a look at Market Cypher in a second, if we're going to see this thing absolutely explode and potentially rip up towards $3,100 to $3,200, if you want to call that an explosion, this 786 sitting at 2830 is going to be, that zone, right, or that level. Break the golden pocket, I'd expect the 786, flip the 786. This is where I'm looking at $3,000 to $3,100 to $3,200 based off of some other levels that we actually haven't looked at in a little while, only because we've kind of just been stuck down here for a long time, right? And now you can kind of see the auction market theory starting to play out here a little bit. You have your value down here. Your next big area of value is up here. So if we get impulses or imbalance to the upside, break that 786. That's where maybe we can finally come in to this golden pocket value area low at about $3,000. And really what I would like to see here, if I hide this current range and we pull up that May value area, and let me actually hide the local as well. Right now, you can look at it as this context as well, right? We're back above this lower value area, about $2,500, right? Once we start breaking that 786, which again, sitting right here, break that 786, that's where I think you could start to get sucked up towards that $3,100 to $3,200 level where we have the POC, the value area high, and then again, if we look at it in a different context with the current range up here, weekly naked point of control. You also have a spider line up there, so can we get that big move? You're probably going to get some resistance around 3K as well, psychological level, as well as the value area low of that macro range. But very simply put, guys, I mean, if you're just looking at this, right, like consolidation, there's your area of value. If we get impulsed out of here, you're looking to come up to that value area low, knock your head on it, right? Resistance until proven otherwise, but once you flip it up to that weekly naked point of control, and then hopefully on your way to that POC, and hopefully the value area high, and then hopefully beyond all-time highs. But we'll see, right? But I'm not calling for all-time highs just yet. We have a lot of work to do. But a lot of the altcoins look like this, guys. You kind of have those, the 2024 kind of value area. We got the big dump down. All the altcoins got crushed. This is the same situation that TIA was in as well, kind of what we've been looking at recently here. ETH is, I thought, I misread that. I thought Shunzin said ETH's not dead. I thought Darren Does Things said ETH is dead. And I was like, what is going on here? Shout out to Captain Kirk. What is going on, Cap? Welcome in. Speaking of mods, shout out to the mods, guys. Show them some respect in the chat. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Tom says, not Tom Crown, but just Tom. Shout out to Tom Crown. Tom says, all that TA won't matter when people realize that ETH is a centralized S coin. Maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I will say this. If ETH was going to go to zero, it would be presenting itself on the chart. Most likely. We would see a sign that it was going, not going to be able to see it and say it's going to zero, but we would see it be looking pretty bearish. But this is very similar situation as TIA, right? TIA, lower accumulation. You have that upper range, right? Once we break out of here, that major target is going to be to come up here and hit your head on that value area low. Doesn't mean we don't have local levels in here, right? But overall, you're going to be looking for a big breakout here, and you're going to be looking to get accepted back into this upper range for a bigger move to the upside. Again, for me, right? And who knows? This is not financial advice. Who, for all I know, we could go to zero here, right? But this is just what I do, right? This is accumulation for TIA for me, right? Even if we come down a little bit. That would be accumulation. In anticipation, right, the plan for that would be to look for a move back into the upper range and then hopefully into all-time highs at some point, whenever that might happen. But remember this, guys. Remember this. The market likes to wreck as many people as possible. So anytime that you think things are starting to feel pretty easy, you're either in the middle of a parabolic bull run and it won't last forever, or you are about to get faked out. So just keep that in mind, right? Like, that's kind of one thing that I'm thinking about on Bitcoin, right? Like, if Bitcoin were to just, one thing is like if Bitcoin just continued to rip here, right? And we get up here, I don't know. I would love to see it just break out. But, yeah, I don't know. It just seems too easy, in my opinion. Hopefully it is just that easy. But it just seems too easy, in my opinion. But I don't know. Again, we'll reassess the situation once we get up there. Absolutely. Let's see. Let's see. What do you think will happen to BTC on election day? Shout out to Tom. I don't know. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know. Maybe you see some instant reaction, some short-term price action based off the election. I don't really know. I don't really know how big of an effect it's going to have over time, right? Because we've seen Bitcoin. We've seen Bitcoin go up during both parties, right? Like during both parties, right? Like Democratic and Republican. Like we've seen Bitcoin perform whether it's Democrats or Republicans, right? So I don't know how big of a thing it's really going to be. I think maybe volatile. Like I think elections will definitely affect price action, but very hard to say. I think typically I'm pretty sure typically it's bullish for markets, right? So even if we got some kind of big pullback, right? Maybe everyone gets scared, right? We start to take the liquidity above 57, below 57, 58K, or maybe we even come a little lower, and then, maybe the elections start to pump us. I don't know. It's very hard to say. I don't really trade news. Like for me, it's whatever the news is gonna whatever news is gonna do. Typically, I am on the right side of it by just looking at the TA, right? Like very similar to when we were looking at Bitcoin back in the day. All the way back here, right? We were looking for breakouts here, right? Now, whether I knew the ETF was a thing or not, right? Whether I knew let's pretend I obviously knew, right? But let's pretend I had no idea what the ETF was. Let's pretend I just had no idea. I don't have access to the news. I don't know what the news is. There's no way for me to find out. I have zero clue. Regardless of what the news was, right? And obviously a lot of this pump was fueled off the rumors of the ETF. ETF was approved. You get to sell the news event and then the continuation up, right? But regardless of that, I was looking for the bottom to come in around, and we can go back and look at this video. I really should review review old videos of mine to see whether they're right or wrong and just judge myself. Be like, yeah, that was an amateur move back in the day, Frank. We don't do that anymore. I don't know if that would be the case, but I made a video I hate saying that, calling the bottom. But I basically made a video showing what I would like to see for the bottom to come in, and it was basically just a weekly bullish divergence. I think it was between about 19 and 14K, I believe was where I was hoping it was going to come down to. And we front ran it, 15.5. So it was pretty close. I mean, I don't know how much closer I would want to get, but that was based off TA. That wasn't me based off of saying, like, I think the news is bearish enough. Like, obviously, I take those into consideration, right? I'm like, hey, the world's falling down. Exchanges have collapsed. Luna, FTX, all this crazy stuff. Everyone's saying crypto's dead. That feels like a bottom, but it's not until I see the technical signals here. And for me, money flow is in the red on the weekly. That's an accumulation range for me for long-term spot bags. You get the bull div for a big reversal potentially, right? We had a weekly bear div called the top here. Right? It was also a monthly bear div. That called the top. Weekly bull div called the bottom. And I have a video talking about this back before it happened. But, we were bullish based off this, right? And then once we started hitting our head here at about 32K, we were bullish because we knew that there was a value area here, and we knew if we cracked above that value area low, we would very likely see a retracement, right, or a fill of that volume profile into the POC of that range, which was the first major level of resistance. Get above this value area low, and I mean, I can pull this up on the actual chart here, right? Let me actually show you the TA. Bada boom, bada bing, if I could find it. If it exists. Is the TA even there? Here it is, right? So yeah, the macro volume profile there, the idea was, hey guys, we're coming up to that previous value area. Resistance until proven otherwise, but once we break above there, we're looking to go to the POC and then the value area high. But the Bybit POC, we had the same value area on the Bybit chart. The POC was right up here in perfect confluence. Not only was it the value area, it was also the macro golden pocket was sitting right here on that POC. So we said, hey, if you get above that value area low, we're probably going to see this is the doorway to higher prices. If we get above this, the next likely place to go is going to be the Bitstamp POC, which is this one here. And then once you get above that, you can look to go to the Bybit POC, which was right here. And then get above that, you go to the value area high. Flip the value area high, and now we are above that, right? We even came back down to test that level of support. So again, sure, this was fueled mostly off of ETF rumors, but if I didn't know the ETF rumors, I still would have been looking for that move up. So, in fact, if ETH was going to go to zero, if anything was going to go to zero or fall based off of like some kind of news event, like talking about the elections, right? Whatever happens, I'm likely to see on the charts, right? So I don't really try to assume what's going to happen based off of what happens at the election. Like, oh, I hope this person wins because this will happen, or this person will win because this happens. Like, I'm just going to see the chart regardless. I'm going to see the signals on the chart regardless, if that makes sense. And that's just the way I do it, right? I mean, I don't know if there's anyone out there that just trades solely news, like crypto news. Like, if you do, you won't do very well, right? And that's not my opinion, right? If you bought on the ETF approval, you would have gotten wrecked, right? And so, and that happens very often, right? If you sold on, what was it, August 5th? Was that the Japan crisis thing, the safety trade thing, right? Was that this, right? If you panic sold that, I mean, you literally sold the bottom, right? Anytime you see panic like that, like, yeah, I don't. That's why I don't trade news, right? I just go based off the technicals, which always lines up. Like 99% of the time lines up. Shout out to Satoshi Glakamoto in the chat. What is going on, brother? What is going on? Welcome in, brother. But yeah, let's continue on here. So yeah, looking very, ETH, just basically looking very similar to, TIA. Not saying it has to go up there, but I'm just saying if you break that 786, those are the next levels to look at, the ones that we looked at before. TIA, nothing really update here on TIA. Let me pull up the actual chart here. Nothing to update here, just kind of bing-bonging around in the range, right? Until you get above that value area high, you're open to come back down to the low, respect this range. Once you finally break out, then I'd be looking for the bigger move up. Now, there are local levels here as well, but I'm not going to cover them because we're probably not going to hit them before tomorrow. So, all right, let's continue on here, and let's see. Shout out to the Infinity says, if we now make a hit in the if we now make a higher high, if we now make a higher high on the weekly time frame, then we have a bearish divergence on money flow, probably. I assume you mean on Bitcoin. If we make a higher high on the weekly, let's try to, there's your higher high on the weekly. Well, I mean, you probably get a bearish divergence. You'll probably have a bearish divergence just on Market Cipher B, right? Which, I don't know. It depends on how high this money flow comes up. But you could look at divergences on money flow, potentially. It's just a divergence between your price action and where your momentum is going. Or money, in case of the money flow. But yeah, like if we get up and make that higher high, you could put a weekly bear div in here on the weekly, right? Because that momentum wave is going to come up and likely, unless it yeets up here, is likely going to make a lower high, which could potentially give a pullback. But again, we have to assess the situation when we get there. And just because you have a bearish divergence doesn't necessarily mean you're going to zero, right? Like take this for account or for example, right? Was this a divergence? Let me see. Yeah, like technically this is a bearish divergence. Higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves, right? That's a weekly bear div. But, you know, what happens? You sure get a big move down, right? But you don't go to zero, right? So it's not that just because the weekly bull div called the bottom doesn't mean it will call the top of the bear market, the bull market. The, you know, in and up, you can have weekly bear divs on a trend up and still continue up, right? Like you even had a bear div, I mean, technically here, that's kind of wonky. But yeah, you could have bearish divergences in an uptrend. It doesn't mean you're definitely just going to break structure and continue down. But it could indicate pullbacks. It really depends on the context. Like what's your money flow look like? Like here, right? Not only did you have the weekly bearish divergence, right? And this is what we were looking at on my channel. Not on my channel. This is what we would look at on my channel. I did not have my channel. I started my channel right here. This was like my famous, I believe I started a little earlier, but I uploaded my first video like around this pump. Started off strong. Calling for the bear market, literally like my first time on the internet, just saying like what I think is going to happen, like super nerve-wracking. Seeing a weekly blood diamond up here was just infamously me saying, hey, this is not good, guys. Weekly bearish divergence. Not only that, though, it's not just the bear div. You had money flow coming out, right? So we didn't see this forming. I didn't have my channel while this was forming. But after we had the weekly bearish divergence, money flow was coming out, right? And then you come up and we get a weekly blood diamond, which had never happened before. And I said, hey, seems like about time to start the bear market here, right? Everyone was looking for 100K. And I got roasted. I say this all the time. I got roasted in the comments. This guy's crazy. This guy's a moron. This guy has no idea what's going on. What does he mean it's going to go down? We just went into a parabolic bull run. It's going up forever. And then we came down. And I actually got some messages of people being like, I hated you for saying that, man, but you saved me a lot of money. And I was like, don't trade based off what I say. It's just my opinion. But yeah, so yeah, you know, that's a different context. Bear div with money flow coming out could be different than a weekly bear div here with money flow coming up. Could still mean a pullback, but maybe not a huge one. So there you go. Such a baby. Shout out to Tyler. Let's see. I remember all those blood diamonds and yellow X's. Yep. Those were brutal. Weekly yellow X's, weekly blood diamonds, not too good. We actually had another second weekly blood diamond ever print up here, which is interesting. Again, a different context, right? This was cycle-wise. This was like about where you would expect the top to be, right? We had a peak. Like even here, we kind of had two chances, right? We had a massive peak in sentiment, massive peak in Bitcoin search term analytics, massive price peak. And then a massive dump. And then we ran up one more time. The market makers wanted to scam us again, right? But the sentiment, the retail, the excitement was not here. All the euphoria was here. You could look at that based off many, many things. And then all this was to come up, put in the bearish divergence. And then at that point, money flow starts coming out on this way down. Once you're here, right? Like we need to even go back into bar replay mode so you guys can kind of see that, right? Like it's always so hard. It's so easy to call in hindsight. But once you see this, right, you know, price moves, probably should have just let this go. But yeah, price comes in, you start to put the bearish divergence, right? So when you see this bear div, you could say to yourself, hey, maybe we pull back, right? But then as price develops, you see your money flow trending to the downside. This is important, guys, especially if you want to use Market Cipher. Shout out to Market Cipher. If you guys want to sign up, discount code MCFrank20. But I mean, I wouldn't use this if it didn't work, right? At this point, you're saying, hey, not only do we have the weekly bear div now confirmed, but money flow is now coming to the downside. Money flow indicates the longer term trend, and the weekly money flow indicates the long-term trend. And you're looking at this, and I even say this on lower time frames. When you see a bearish divergence with money flow coming out at the same time, right? Bear div, money flow comes out. Oftentimes, that marks a significant high. Whether you're looking, right, thick green money flow, bear div, right, and then money flow flows out as you confirm that bear div. When you see something like that, that indicates a strong high. Whether you're looking at a 5-minute, 20-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour, 10-hour, whatever it is. But in this case, it just happened to be on the weekly. And that wound up being the high of the bull market, right? And you see weekly money flow crossing over into the red. That's typically the start of the bear market. And then you talk about it. You say money flow is about to cross into the red. We're bearish. And then people get bullish on this pump only to get absolutely spanked back to the downside with the blood diamond. And it was right here. I'm like, I don't know, guys. Bear div, money flow, blood diamond. I don't know. And then it wound up playing out, right? And I've been wrong before. I'm not just pretending that I've called everything. But, you know, it's the same thing. And then it's literally the opposite on the bottom. You get bullish divergence with money flow starting to come up, and then you start the big move up, right? I always say my spot bags were bought with weekly money flow in the red. This was the best time to buy Bitcoin. I talk about this all the time. CandleMafia is probably sick of hearing this, but hey, hopefully it helps you out in the next bear market. Weekly money flow in the red. Accumulation. Weekly money flow in the red. Accumulation. Weekly money flow in the red. Accumulation. No money flow data back here, right? So, a bunch of times in a row, money flow in the red, bought the bottom of the bear market. Money flow in the red, bought the bottom of the bear market. Scared out during 2020, but still bought the bottom of the bear market. Weekly money flow in the red, we were looking at this on the channel. Bottom of the bear market. This is why I was accumulating down here, right? Money flow crosses green, massive move up. So there you go. Hopefully that kind of makes sense. Anyway, let's continue on here. Let's see. I was there for that, Frankie. I even remember telling you no here in the chat. Didn't want to believe the party was over. Shout out to Wick589. Let's go, bro. And that's pretty funny, man. And I don't blame everybody, right? Like, as an analyst, right, as a trader, I have to say what I think is going to happen based off the charts, right? And trust me, if we were looking at price action here and things looked like they were going to go to zero, I would have to say it. I'm not saying that's the case, but I would have to say it, even though I don't want to, right? Like on all of these highs, guys, here, where we were getting bearish. Everyone doesn't like that. That's not popular on YouTube, right? But I don't want to call for that. I'm not bearish because I hate Bitcoin and want it to go down, right? It's just what I see on the charts. And, I don't want price to go down here, but if the charts say it, luckily, in the Candle Mafia, guys, we make money whether price is going up or down. We can bet on the price going up or going down. And again, shout out to anybody who's been here since the beginning. You know that the bear market essentially felt like another bull market. Obviously, if you're still holding your spot bags, that hurts. But we could catch these shorts, and these dumps pay us out just like the pumps do. So it's like you make money on your spot bags on the way up and your longs on the way up, and then most people have to try to sell the top, and then they have to wait all this time until the next bull market, right? They sell here, hopefully, and then they have to wait down here, 422 days, wait a year or two, year and a half to accumulate again, and then they have to wait for the bull run to play out. We don't do that. We make money on the longs and the spot bags, try to sell the top, and then we make money on the dumps to the downside. Like in the bear market, if you're prepared for the bear market, guys, you can start to have fun being a bear. You could be like, I took profits. I saw the signals. Now nuke this thing to zero so I can make some money in my second bull run, which is the dump, right? So that's the beauty of being a trader. It's like the opportunities never end, right? Even if you go sideways, there's still the opportunities to long and short. That's why I love being a trader. It's the most lucrative opportunity in my opinion. But anyway, let's continue on here. We took a look at TIA. We took a look at ETH. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Solana. I mean, not a lot to update here, to be quite honest with you guys, on the altcoins. Like Solana, it's in the same spot it was yesterday. Just kind of bing-bonging around, kind of creating a little bit of a symmetrical triangle here. See what happens. Little triangle. Maybe a little bull pennant type situation here. Money flow coming out on the 4-hour. Check that 12-hour. Red dot printing, 45-minute. Money flow in the red. Ooh, but not getting the dump just yet. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, levels all remain the same. I will say that. Let me spawn the volume profile real quick. Ba-da-boom. Come on. Ba-da-boom. There we go. Yeah, I mean, key levels still, we hit the value area high. We got the pullback to the POC. Now we're back above the POC. I mean, key level of resistance still up here. 161 to 164. Breakdown, lose the POC, look back down to the value area low. Like, these levels all still remain the same. As far, and like, even market cipher B, very similar here. Daily money flow not looking bad. 3-day money flow back in the green, not too shabby. Weekly coming back up on money flow. I don't know. This doesn't, 4-hour. Yeah, I'd just be looking at this range. Other than that, I mean, looking somewhat similar to Bitcoin with the red dot on the 12-hour. She don't want to go down, though. Even Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin getting pulled back yet? Not really. I mean, Bitcoin's just still kind of just wiggling around up here. She doesn't. I mean, this is why I'm happy that we're in the long from down here, because this is brutality. This is to trade. Very similar to a lot of the stuff that we were handling back here. Like sometimes, like when things are choppy like this, it's very hard to trade. Not that you can't catch nice scalps, but it's not very clear. So yeah, I'm just happy to Happy to be in that long already. Not having to really figure this out other than the short position. But yeah, Solana looking very similar to Bitcoin, to be quite honest. Levels remain the same. Let's check Atom. Let's check it out. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, daily money flow in the green here on Atom. Just unable to get a move here. Atom is absolutely like dead in the water. It's just like floating in the water. But yeah, I mean, these are old levels, I think. Let's see. Let's take a look at Sui. Bada boom. Take a sip of the Aztecian. Shout out to all 820 of you guys tuned in here. Smash that like button if you guys like the content. 400 likes already. Let's run it up to 650. Hey, shout out to Crypto Billy. Said 3x short for 2 years pays. Just saying. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Welcome in, bro. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us here. Let's see. Yeah, 3x shorts in a bear market will pay you out. They will pay you out. And remember, guys, you don't always have to use a ton of leverage, right? Like, if you just wanted to trade the bear market like you trade the bull market, I mean, obviously you got to pay the fees. But, I mean, 1-2x shorts from the top. I mean, you know, and again, you don't have to perfectly time the top, right? You can look at it contextually, right? Like, you could look at this as like, hey, this is a range. Let me short here. Look to go back into the value area, back down to the low. And then if you start losing and you start breaking down, you could maybe hold that for a YOLO trade, and then you never know. You never know. I was holding my short from 40K. I was trying to at least catch if we go into the hundreds or, 80, 90, 100, I was hoping to hold my trade down here from about 39K. But then the exchange closed it. They force closed it because of KYC stuff. So disappointing. Very disappointing. But anyway, let's continue on here. On Sui. Let's take a gander. Let's take a gander here, guys. So, Sui, let's get rid of this golden pocket. Let's pull up this Sui chart. No, where's our Sui Coinbase? There it is. Okay, so this is the chart we were looking at yesterday. She pamping, man. She's pamping. Look at the VWAP on that 8-hour coming back up. Sui has a mind of its own. Yeah, I mean, we took the all-time high, got a little bit of a failed auction up there. Break back down. I mean, money flow coming out on the 8-hour. 45-minute money flow coming back up. VWAP coming back up. I don't know, man. This thing is, let's see here. So you actually got this local golden pocket tapped. So, yeah, it's still, I mean, levels remain the same. If you break the all-time high again, I'm looking up towards 259 up to about 288, 290. That's the next zone. This is your key level. You break out, that's the first level. Above that, I'd be looking at 324. Unless this thing just God candles. I mean, I would doubt that this is just randomly going to God candle to $5, but you never know. But, yeah, first zone right here, second zone right here. So 260 up to 290, and then next target 325 if you break the all-time high. If not, I would be looking at let me just label this ATH. That's not what I wanted. ATH. Bada boom. Yeah, I mean, like right here. If you break this, I mean, if you break this, look for the upper targets. If you can't, I mean, golden pocket 786 value area high, same levels as yesterday. $1.90 down to $1.76. Absolutely key. You don't get the bounce here. Get accepted underneath, I'd be looking to go to the POC golden pocket between 148 and 153. Lose that, go down to the value area low. You have this nice value area beneath you if you get the move down. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, you had a daily bear div confirm, didn't even really give you much. Doesn't mean it can't. Can't continue to play out. But, I mean, this thing has been, weekly red dot, weekly bearish divergence. Again, not saying that you can't continue up, but, I mean, this thing will cool off at some point. 4-day red dot printing, 5-day red dot looking to print. But I will say, 2-day bear div printing as well. So, yeah, I would hope that this would cool off a little bit more. But these are the key levels that I'd be looking down below. If you just yeet, very clear targets above. Yeah, bear div on the 2-day. But this 2-day money flow looking pretty fire, I'm not going to lie. 3-day money flow looking pretty good. So we'll see what happens here on Sui. Hopefully, I would like to get a pullback here to pick up some more Sui before getting another rip up. But I just want to point out here, guys, this daily money flow crossover that we were looking at, and I'm not even saying this to say that we were looking at this. I'm just saying this to show money flow and the reliability. Daily money flow crossover here gave us the massive move up of about 350%, I believe. Yeah, 325, right? We were looking at this daily money flow crossover saying, hey, if you get a rip up of similar move up to about 250 to about 325, that gives you, again, not that you have to play out to the same percentage, but we already got a lot of it to play out. So we'll see if that continues. Shout out to the high time frame money flow crossovers on Market Cypher B. Unbelievable. Let's see. Shout out to the Wick said, why does it feel like the market is just kind of localizing to a handful of altcoins, kind of hardcore? Yeah, very interesting, right? Like Sui, complete mind of its own. It is interesting. I don't really know. It could be for a multitude of reasons, right? I don't personally know what the situation is on Sui. Shout out to some lunatic on Twitter. I don't know who it was. This was like years ago. One time, somebody made like a whole, I didn't even know about it. Someone sent me a screenshot of it and was like, yo, dude, look at this. This is hilarious. Someone thought that, because I made a video about Sui. We were just like talking about what Sui was. And somebody like must have like saw that and thought like I was the creator of Sui. And someone made like a whole like murder mystery connecting the dots about how I was the creator of Sui. And I was like, oh my God, this is lit. I mean, hey, I'm flattered that you guys think that that they thought I was the creator of Sui, but crazy that was the assumption. I don't know where people come up with that stuff. Let's see. Shout out to RH says, what is the importance of the 45-minute and others like the 8-day and 2-day, etc.? Please explain. RH, I think you're referring to the 12-hour red dot and the 45-minute money flow crossover. This is a very simple strategy that we use with Market Cypher, where you have a high time frame red dot and a low time frame money flow crossover, right? When you have a high time frame green dot, such as the daily, I could kind of, I'll try to show you an example, like a simple example on a clean chart here. Yeah, we'll just show it here. Bitcoin, right? So when you have a, say, daily green dot, right? Something that we were looking for, and it's a Market Cypher strategy based off certain time frames. So daily 90-minute, that's a really popular one that I like to use, right? Daily green dot, right? And a 90-minute money flow crossover. So we have a daily green dot printing right here. I'll even go into bar replay mode to kind of show it. 90-minute, well, actually, we'll go to the money flow crossover, actually, right? So you see the 90-minute money flow is about to cross over into the green, right? So this is very similar to, I forget what it was. I just looked at this on something. This money flow is about to cross over into the green, right? So what I like to do is I say, what does the daily look like, right? Come over to the daily. Oh, hey, that VWAP is crossing over, looking to cross over into the green, over the zero line. Once this VWAP crosses, we will get a green dot on the daily. What will that then give us? Well, it will give us a green dot on the daily. And then if we see that 90-minute money flow crossover into the green at the same time, that is typically where we see a move up, right? Or a continuation or big move up, right? So if we move forward here, we'll wait for the green money flow crossover. Where is it? Bada boom, right? So now we're getting the money flow crossover into the green. And if it happens, on the printing of the green dot, like you see here, this indicates a very likely bigger move to the upside, right? And you could use this with red dots and red money flow crossovers as well. Come back down to the 90-minute, play it through. And there's your big continuation to the upside. And this was a nice continuation, obviously, right? So this was one of the big things we were looking at to hold our long position. This was the one thing that we looked at, because if you guys remember, back here when I bring up this picture from the premium Discord, right? Part of the reason why we were able to catch a lot of these short positions, where is it? Right here. Right back here at about 60K, we looked for the scalp long up to about 64.4, and then back down to the POC, where we then looked for a long position. But I was hoping to catch a long position here for a scalp and a move back down to 57 to 58K. But then on Friday, We alerted people, right? Even on the YouTube channel, we made the market update saying, hey, we might have to change our plan here. Maybe 57 to 58K might not come in because we're getting this exact signal, that 90-minute money flow crossover with the daily green dot. And that could signal a continuation up. And what happens, right? What happens? We don't get the move down to 57 to 58K. But what does happen? We were able to catch that based off that actual signal and capitalize by holding the long position and continuing to see that play out. Which, by the way, I am still holding a portion of this. Let me move the P&L real quick so you guys can actually see it. I got to move it the other way. There it is, right? So still holding a portion of this trade. Up $1,800. I've already taken like $2,000 off this position. So we were able to capitalize on that and take profit on the shorts and then hold the long to higher prices based off that actual signal, right? So you don't, that's a big thing that I think a lot of people get wrong with trading and TA is they try to, if you have a bias that you're going to continue down and you have to be able to change it, right? And if you're not able to change it, you're not going to capitalize on the moves, right? So it's not about being right 100% of the time. That's like one of the biggest things is accepting that you will not be right 100% of the time. No one is. You can go find, I don't know if there's a way to measure it, but like you go find the best trader on earth. They are going to be wrong sometimes, right? And they're not just going to get so good where they're never wrong again. The key is understanding to know what to look for, have a plan, right? And again, our plan worked out absolutely beautifully. But just because it plays out really well for a while does not mean that it will play out well forever, right? So this actual where are we here? This actual plan, right, was based off of this range right here, right? We looked for the big move down. I'll even pull it up. I did this the other day. We came up. We looked for the short at the high, right? We looked for the short here. We capitalized on that short to the downside where we came down to the macro value area low. That was the final TP for that short. We then saw, right, pull that up, got the short down, final TP. We then saw that we may get a bounce here. We then took that long position as a scalp. I actually just saw it here in the premium, right? All these were here, but all these setups were here before price actually moved. We took that long setup, and we knew to take that profit right here at about 64.4. Right? 64.4, 64.5. We closed that position. We went short again. Back down. But then we hit this key level for another long position. We closed the short. We opened the long. Right? But the plan here, based off the drawing that I just showed you, and the kind of my rough overall plan here, was to get a bounce from here, come back into the range, and this was supposed to be a scalp long up to the value area high, and then a potential continuation back down to the value area low. Fulfilling the value area, fulfilling our overall plan. And we took that long, right? But as we took that long, we did wind up getting that 90-minute money flow crossover, right? We took the long, we rode it up, and then that 90-minute started crossing over into the green, and we said, hey, maybe we're not going to put the lower high in here, because the original thought was to come out of this range a little bit and then come back in and go back down to the low. But once you see that 90-minute money flow crossover, you got to go skirt. Hang on. I'm not just going to say we're going to 58K because that's what I want to happen. Wah, I was right. I want to be right. The market doesn't care if you're right. So you got to spot that and then say, hey, maybe the lower high is not going to be here. We took a scalp short here. It actually played out pretty nicely. I got stopped out at break even, but that actually wound up playing pretty nicely in the Discord. Hopefully people were able to take profits. I decided to not take profit and move my stop loss to break even. I lost $50 on that, right? Remember, already took $2,000 off this long, still up $1,800. My loss was $58, right? Small losses, big wins. And then we see that signal, makes us expect that continuation, and we get it, right? It's not about just, you will never see me just stick to my plan because I want my plan to play out. I don't care if my plan plays out. I care about making money, okay? That's how we do it. You got to take your ego out of things. It's one of the hardest things about trading. You can't get upset when you're wrong. You can't, you have to put blame on yourself and understand you're not going to be right 100% of the time. It's a part of the game. Getting stopped out is a part of the business. All right, let's see. Shout out to Mark Dutch said, I'm scared even after hitting the like button. Is Bitcoin pulling back or something? What happened? What are we scared of? Don't be scared, Mark. I got your back, bro. I got your back. The 300 of you that haven't hit the shout out to Wix Wi-Fi 89. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Says, haven't smashed that like button are getting major side eye from the wifey. Major side eye. Shout out to Wix Wi-Fi 89. Smash that like button, guys. We got 433. Yikes. Only 33 likes since the last time we checked in. Smash that like button. 3, 2, 1. We can get 550, guys. If we get 650 on tonight's live stream, I don't know if we're giving away $100 in Solana yet this week, but if we're not, even if we are, I don't know if we are, but if we're not, 650 likes will get us a $100 giveaway of Solana on Friday night's live stream. 650 for $100 in Solana. I repeat, 650 for $100 in Solana. Smash that like button, baby. 455, running up to 500 in 3, 2, 1. Smash that like button. Come on, baby. We can do it. We'll make some sound effects. Play the music. Smash it. Smash it. Get it to 500. Get it to 500. Let's go. 63. Come on.
Oh, I tell her get low. Gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and
We
get
want
a shot.
Bitcoin to get low.
I'm now
Get
in
low.
possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking. I just told her say less and do more. Do more.
Give us Solana,
Do
bro.
more. Do more.
Give us Solana, bro. Shout out to No Man. Shout out to you, 471. We're almost at 500. 650. $100 in Solana. Let's get it. Smashed it. Shout out to Manitoir. But there we go, guys. That is what that's a little bit of sauce for today. Yeah, other than that, we took a look at Sui. Took a look. Let's take a quick look at Chainlink here. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Chainlink, 2-day green dot money flow not looking too shabby. I will say that. 2-day green dot printing, 3-day green dot printing, money flow coming up. I mean, I'm not going to lie, guys. These altcoins, I mean, 4-day red dot, nice little trigger wave as well. The only thing with a lot of these alts is I really like to see the bull divs for a strong bottom, right? On the higher time frames. Like, not recently, but, the last time, anytime we get strong bottoms, and you guys know we love the strong bottoms, we like to get the lower lows on price action, right? With the higher lows on our momentum waves, with money flow coming up. This actually, on Dogecoin, that's kind of what you like to see. But maybe we do, actually, let's go back to Chainlink real quick. Yeah, like, you don't really have it on Chainlink. Like, you don't have the lower lows. Let's check the 2-day. Yeah, like, you don't really have the divergences. It's not, I mean, I guess that's a divergence. But money flow looks good. You don't need the divergence necessarily. But that money flow do look good, though. I'm not going to lie. That money flow do look nice. 3-day, 2-day, 4-day green dot, 5-day green dot printing as well. We'll see if we can get a push up on Chainlink. If you get a push up on Chainlink, guys, I will say this. Big levels, remain exactly the same as what we've been looking at. Break above this value area high, sitting at about 1172. Break above 1172, hold it as support. Look for the move up to 1286. Flip 1286. That would be your doorway to higher prices. IMO, in my opinion. Doorway to higher prices. That's what I'd look for. Move into that $14.71 range. But you got some work to do here. You got some work. Pull that local golden pocket. Yeah, I mean, you got the golden pocket. I didn't mean to draw that like that, but you got the golden pocket here, 786. So you do have some resistance here, but you flip that 786, break that doorway to higher prices. That's really what you want to see. But again, it's just a game of like previous areas of value, right? So even if we hid that, like even if I went ahead and I hid all this, actually, let's do this macro range, right? And we turn that off. Come on. And then we hide that, right? You could even look at this potentially as like this little local range as well. Bada boom, bada bing. There you go. Come on. Where are we at? Okay, there we go, right? So, yeah, it's the same level. It's like very similar levels here, right? Get out of this range, and then you're looking to come back into this area of value, right? So those are some local levels above. And then eventually you're looking to get up. And then once you break above that value area high, you're also getting above the POC, which would also call for higher prices. So, yeah, here's what you look for. I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, that's just beautiful how that lines up like that. That's what I look for on Chainlink. And, again, that 2-day does look nice. We'll see if that can give you a bigger move up. But that's kind of the roadmap that you want to follow in order to see some nice moves on our boy Chainlink. Let's go. Shout out to the Link Marines. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to RH. Said, do you have any videos talking about how to draw the volume profiles? Yes, I do. Absolutely. We have a whole lot of them on the channel. 100%. Check them out. 100% free. There you go. Let's go ahead and check out Arweave. Shout out to Vitor. Speed Tour. Shout out to Vitor. All right, let's go ahead. We got 508 likes. Run up the likes, guys. Let's check out Arweave. Let's check out the daily. Jesse, I never know how to say your last name, bro. But shout out to Jesse with the Mrs. Candles hands emojis. Let's pull the bada boom. Let's pull this here. A little bit of a rough volume profile, a little bit of a wonked out volume profile, if you will. I'll take this one. Bada boops, bada boom. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're deviated below the macro range. You are getting, you have confirmed some kind of bullish divergence down here. More locally here, like that. Get a push up above that low. I mean, key level of resistance, $26. Get above that. That's your doorway to higher prices. But, daily VWAP coming down. I mean, I don't know. You may be able to sweep the lows one more time. Daily red dot about to print. 2-day green dot looking to print as well. Yeah, I mean, you have the bull divs, but it's just not giving you much here. 5-day money flow about to cross over into the red. That's not great. 4-day money flow about to cross over into the red, but you have a green dot. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be careful. Not screaming pump, in my opinion. Not that it can't pump. Just in my opinion, based off what I'm looking at, it doesn't scream. Rip to the upside. So, yeah, I'd be a little careful. Yeah, kind of unclear signals here. But I will say this. If... let's see. Trying to find some support, some like macro support here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got the rip up, you hit the golden pocket. I mean, you do have this level here, 1313, 786. That would be a level to watch potentially if you get a bigger breakdown. I don't know if you're going to get that, but that's a level to watch. It's also confluent with. Yeah, it's confluent with this little value area you have here. Did I just snipe that range? Yeah. Wow. Okay. I would actually maybe even move this to that wick. Yeah, I mean, listen, I would definitely, yeah, this is definitely a valid level. I would say if you do get the move down, this is your support. Hopefully you don't have to get a pullback there. I'm not necessarily calling for that, but you have a daily red dot. There's just not much other than these levels, right? Like, if you wanted to draw some daily levels, I guess we could do that, but they're already tapped. Yeah, your next daily level is still even down here. I mean, you have these tap dailies. Yeah, I mean, maybe you swing fail this. Maybe you swing fail this wick. Hard to say. Let's check the MPOCs real quick. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Mark Dutt said I wouldn't trust him, Wick. Tony D just got paranoid and probably out here for revenge. Yo, shout out to Mark Dutch. I don't even know what that means. Let's see. Shout out to Tony Roaz. Says, what if I loudly speak pump? Let's go. Shout out to Tony Roaz. Let's chant pump and make price pump. Let's go. Just chant it, baby. Yeah, this is a shout out to Vitor. This is a tough chart for sure. Yeah, I mean, the upper levels are much clearer, right? Because, like, you have significantly clear weekly levels, right? You got a weekly here. Got another weekly in perfect confluence with that value area low. You have very, 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 very clear weekly levels and levels to the upside. But, yeah, your lower levels are just not as – I mean, yeah, you got a naked monthly point of control down here as well. I mean, this is the level – I'm not saying you have to go down there, but I will say if you got to move down, this is definitely the level to look for. Like this blue box between about 1376 to 1263, 100% going to be the level to look for. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, there's just nothing here. We got no MPOCs. Let me actually rewind here a little bit. See if I can. Bear with me here, guys. Not going to load. Okay. I tried. Yeah, I don't see. There's not much there. I'll be honest with you. So maybe you just SFP. This is like the only thing I can really look at. I mean, I guess this is a daily level. This is like really your only hope here. At least, you know, based off what I look at, right? Like daily horizontals, like this is all you got. Boom. Like come down, tap that daily. But if you lose that daily, I mean, you are definitely at risk of coming down there, in my own humble opinion. Pull up that VPVR. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do have a little gap here. Yeah, those are the levels I'd look at. You know, at this wick down here at about $16, come down, maybe swing, fail it. But that's your next major zone down here, all the way down here, to be quite honest. Other than that, pretty rough chart to look at. But resistance is much clearer. All right, shout out to Rubes. Shout out to Rubes. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Let's go ahead and take a look at AVAX. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Let's check it out. I think we'll look at the Coinbase chart. Where is this? Okay. And shout out to Flame. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. I think he actually might have been here. But said, can you make a awesome video on price action? When to take a trade and when not to take a trade. Stay blessed. Shout out to Flame. Yeah, like, do you mean like on how to like read price action, or yeah, if you give me a little more detail, I'm sure we probably have a video explaining exactly what you're looking for. But if you're give me a little more detail, I could probably point you in the right direction. Shout out to Flame. But yeah, we'll beginner series videos, guys. I have a very busy week this week. I'm gonna try to get the next beginner series out. Hopefully at some point this week. Probably going to be a video on. Let's see what we got here. We got it on notes. We might do. Maybe we'll do risk management, or maybe we'll do. Yeah, we did the trading view walkthrough. We did how to read the candlesticks. We did how to time. Yeah, maybe we'll do. We have some time frame videos in there. Tony D, if you haven't dropped the older time frame videos in there, if you could do that, that would be greatly appreciated. We did the fib video. Maybe we'll do maybe indicators, like intro to like basic indicators. Yeah, we'll get something in there soon. But yeah, let me know, Flame. Let me know. I'll try to guide you as well as possible. Shout out to Crypto Billy, dropping those sauce cans. Shout out to Billy. Hope you're doing well, brother. Today's Wednesday. Okay. All right, let's continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, so daily red dot printing on AVAX. I'll be honest with you. That's all I'm going to do here on the channel. I'll never tell you I think price is going to rip if I don't think so. You got the bear div, right? And very similar to what I was looking at on Bitcoin earlier. Higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves with your money flow coming out. Oftentimes indicates a top. Now you're back in your range. So right now, very clear TA here. Key resistance to get back above is going to be your value area high at 28.44. If you can't get back above here, I would look for a continuation potentially down to the POC sitting at 25.78. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a continuation down to the value area low, right? You have your change of character down here, bullish break of structure. Let's see here. Let me your smart trail, your Lux Algo smart trail. Shout out to Lux Algo, by the way, guys. If you want to check out Lux Algo, link in the description down below. They do 30-day money-back guarantees if you want to check them out. They have a whole indicator suite. We have tons of videos on the channel showing you guys how to use them or how I personally use them. But honestly, shout out to Flame. If you were looking to learn price action, I would actually recommend Lux Algo price actions concepts. Maybe I'll make a video about it. That's the liquidity swings. The price actions concepts will kind of show you. It's kind of like smart money trading, right? SMC, as a lot of people call it. Maybe I'll do a video on this potentially. But this will teach you price action. It's not just an indicator buy and sell, right? It'll actually teach you how to read price action. But anyway, let's pull our fib here real quick from the low to the high. So yeah, this POC is probably going to be the big level to look at to the downside, in my own personal opinion, right? Because you have your POC, you have the golden pocket. So even if you're going to continue up here, bounce off the golden pocket. But like if you get stuck under this value area high at 28.50, I would look for a move down to this golden pocket POC, 786 value area low just below. So I'll just actually mark these out for you so you can have them on your chart. Those are the levels I'd look at. Bada boom, right there. Between about 26.18 and 25.76 for the golden pocket, 786 value area low, sitting at 25.19 to 24.66. That's what I'd look at. Bada boom, bada bing. Again, just in terms of the volume profile, deviate below the high, get stuck under the high, look to go to the POC, lose the POC, go to the low. From value area high to POC to value area low, as per usual. Value area low, POC, value area high. Deviation, back into the range, POC, value area low. Back into the range, value area low, POC, value area high. Just looking for another rotation of that range. But again, because of this change of character here on the daily, right, doesn't mean you can't go back down to the bottom of the range, but I would look. That's what I would look at. This is pretty clear. This is pretty clear stuff here. So there you go. You can go ahead and screenshot these levels if you'd like. That's box number 1, box number 2, and then your value area levels here. So there you go. That's what I'd look at. Take a quick look at MC. Money flow on the daily is in the green, right? Very similar to that change of character. That change of character makes you anticipate a lackluster pullback for a continuation up, just like it does when your money flow is in the green. You use it as a filter whether you should be favoring longs or shorts. Let's see. Money flow on the 5-day kind of coming out here. 3-day money flow looking pretty good, though. So, yeah, I would lean bullish, but not in the immediate term. I'd look for a cool-off before continuing up, in my own personal opinion. That could change, but as of right now, that's what I'd look at. There is AVAX. So, with all that being said, guys, I'm flying blind here on OBS. I don't even know if I'm hitting the right buttons. Shout out to you guys. I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you guys for all the super chats. I really appreciate you so much. Shout out to Darren Does Things. Hope you enjoy your new wrench. I know it gets a little getting used to. It's kind of heavy to carry around for a little while, but you'll get used to it, bro. But shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to the Candle Mafia. Thank you all so much for tuning in and sticking around here with your boy Frankie Candles and the rest of the Candle Mafia. Smash that like button on your way out. We're going for 650 likes to give away $100 in Solana on Friday's live stream. We're already giving away hats, I think. We're giving away a bunch of stuff on Friday. Shout out to Flat Snack. Shout out to Terry. Shout out to Terry Darling. Shout out to Jack of Clubs. Shout out to Pennywise, our favorite scary but also friendly clown. Shout out to Seek Parabolic. Said, just watch this channel. You will learn enough. Yeah, shout out to Seek Parabolic. Just free education every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check through the YouTube videos on the channel, guys. Tons of free info on there. It's basically a free trading course for beginners. So check it out. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Skywalker. Said, forget Solana. I need me that hat. And then shout out to Flame. Said, I mean, when our position is empty and want to take a trade, we should know when to enter in the trade confidently, long or short. Suppose right now checking higher time frames and taking trades on lower time frames. Yeah, so I typically find my bias on the higher time frames, my trading environment on the higher time frames, and then I go to those lower time frames and look for those bullish entry triggers, more of my specific entry strategies and my entry triggers. Now, there are videos on the channel talking about like what you can look for to actually get into trades. Like if you look at the Flame, go watch the Fibonacci video in the beginner series. That should kind of show you. Now, when it comes to entry triggers, there's many things to take into consideration. It's not something that you can just like see one thing and then get into the trade. But we do talk a lot about that in the premium Discords where I kind of teach that stuff more in depth. But check out that Fibonacci video in the beginner series. It should help you out a ton. So yeah, shout out to Gene Lean, shout out to Jesse, shout out to Seek Parabolic, shout out to Flame, shout out to Rag Capital. Shout out to Tony Roaz. Shout out to Tony D. Shout out to all the mods. Thank you guys for everything you do. Thank you for tuning in with us. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Unless Bitcoin doesn't do anything, then I'm going to go celebrate Mrs. Candle's birthday. Or maybe we'll just do a short stream. I don't know. But smash that like button on your way out. And don't forget, guys, link in the description down below for that Blowfin deal last day. Get in there while you can. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the
Don't listen to her,
floor,
guys.
ayy.
Don't listen to
On
her.
the road,
Don't listen
here
to
we
her.
go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the